It's gonna be like that though. Beefy baby,
It's beefy, baby.
So beefy.
Oh, so beefy.
Welcome to the Bucket of Beef podcast. This is not our first try making this first
This
episode.
is, in fact, our second recording of our brand new podcast. Alex, what happened when we first started trying to record this?
Dude, it's been a mess for what, like an hour?
It's been a mess for about an hour, so I want everyone to know, the two people that may or may not listen to this podcast, that we recorded our entire... The entire podcast, basically.
The entire thing.
About 20 to 30 minutes worth of content of us kind of nammering,
bullshitting. We laughed. There was a hair in my coffee.
There was a hair in Alex's coffee.
It was really good, I think. When we were talking, I was like, this is music to my ears right now.
It didn't record a single word.
Not a single word. And then we can only hear the audio through one
ear. I had everything set to podcast settings. Just full disclosure to everyone listening to the podcast. We don't know how they work.
Not at all, honestly.
We have no idea. So we're just relying on moxie and gumption for this. We're really trying to power through. Maybe we make you giggle.
Hopefully.
Maybe you think
Give
this
you a
is
few
dumb.
Ha-has. Yeah.
Is the podcast kind of dumb?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Just
But
a little bit dumb.
We're gonna power through.
Yeah, we are.
And we're gonna see if see how it goes.
See how it goes.
Yeah.
My name is Alex Morrison.
My name is Luke Hodson. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast.
Yeah, thank you for joining. This, like we said, this is a new venture. We're gonna, we don't really know what it's gonna be for the most part. We are interested in talking about some movies we've watched recently. As Luke has kind of said, movies we shamefully should have watched by now in our life.
Yes.
So today, our executive producer is eating Chobani.
This audio track.
This is a podcast.
Well,
Well,
since we know so much about those.
so much. Yeah. We're gonna talk some movies. We've watched.
While our executive producer Roma munches on some Chobani. Yeah. Maybe one day we'll be sponsored by Chobani.
Chobani, whatever cold brew brand this is, in my red Solo cup.
Hit us up, Chobani.
Chobani.
It would be great if we were sponsored by Solo.
Ooh,
That'd be cool.
that's kind of hard though.
I've never seen anyone sponsored by Solo before.
Have you ever seen a red Solo commercial?
Never. They're not needed.
They're
They're just part of the American lifestyle.
The American lifestyle,
honestly.
like yo-yos,
Yeah.
or like roofs.
Or roofs.
Yeah,
Is that a specifically American
absolutely.
function? You know what? I don't think I've ever seen a roof outside of America. You're right. Out of the United States of America.
There are no roofs.
I don't think anyone's cracked the code. I think George Washington was the first one.
Who invented the roof?
Yeah.
Oh, he invented the roof.
He invented the roof.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
And he's like,
incredible.
listen, Ben. He went up to Ben Franklin.
That's why he's on that one.
Well, he was
bill.
chopping down the cherry trees for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, making a hardy roof. Anyway, so in terms of the structure of the podcast, what we're trying to do, what we're starting out with is basically a how can you not have watched this shame on you movie. Generally, we're going to try to do popular films that are part of, kind of the heart of American culture in films, mainly like pop sort of blockbuster films.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to watch a movie that's just kind of goofy and silly.
Goofy, wacky,
that
weird.
Most people probably haven't watched. I would say that we're pretty into films. I wouldn't say that.
Well, we're also both actors.
We are both actors.
Which I'm sure you don't want to hear,
No.
honestly. But, I feel like we have a really great educated opinion.
I'm glad that you think that. We will see.
We will see. Because we didn't write notes down for anything that we watched.
This is off the cuff. This is going to be messy as hell.
It's going to be messy. Hopefully the next time we do this, also with your input, we would like to do some other movies and take notes and actually have really great discussion.
Yeah, maybe.
We're gonna.
Yeah?
Yes.
Alex has high hopes.
I have very high hopes.
Yep.
I want a yacht.
It's a 5-year plan.
That's not a 5-year plan. That's a 1-year plan.
1 month plan.
That's really a 1-day
2-day plan, really.
If I don't have a yacht in 2 days,
that's it.
I'm going to die.
Perfect. So we're going to hop into our movies here.
Yeah.
The original intent of the podcast.
In 1987, an action sci-fi thriller came out that is 1 hour and 47 minutes called Predator. And I'm just going to read a quick summary.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Dutch, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, a soldier of fortune, is hired by the U.S. government to secretly rescue a group of politicians trapped in Guatemala. But when Dutch and his team, which include weapons specialist Blaine, played by Jesse Ventura, and CIA agent George, played by Carl Weathers, land in Central America, something is gravely wrong. After finding a string of dead bodies, the crew discovers they are being hunted by a brutal creature with superhuman strength and the ability to disappear into its surroundings.
First off, I completely forgot that Jesse Ventura was also in that film.
You know who Jesse Ventura is?
Yeah, he was an actor, and I honestly don't know everything that Jesse Ventura was in, but he was also he eventually became the governor of Minnesota.
You're lying.
The actual governor of Minnesota.
Hold on. I need to look it up.
That film has 2 future United States governors.
That's crazy.
And it's absolutely true. Obviously, Arnold Schwarzenegger became governor of California, but Jesse Ventura was an eventual governor of Minnesota. Alex is looking it up right now. Am I correct?
Wow. Jesse Ventura is an American politician, actor, and retired professional wrestler.
Yep.
After achieving fame in the World Wrestling Federation, he served as the 38th governor of Minnesota from 1999 to 2003.
He really suplexed out the vote.
That's
on that
crazy. We're going to get him on the podcast on the next episode.
Is Jesse Ventura still alive?
Yeah, he's 71. He lives in Minneapolis.
Sorry, Jesse. Listen. Listen. I have sincerely apologized, Mr. Ventura. Governor Ventura.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. So let's talk Predator. I know, I want to know your favorite moments, your least favorite moments, most memorable moments.
I mean, most memorable moment is definitely the son of a bitch. And then the muscly arm grab.
Veiny, oily boys.
What has become many memes.
Many memes, indeed.
And it was really a joyous moment for me because I had no idea what it came from.
Yeah.
I had no idea what
it started happening.
That
I
meme came
saw
from.
him see
Exactly.
Carl Weathers and he starts walking. I was like, oh my God.
Exactly. We see the exact t-shirts cut to perfection for the arm pump.
Do you think
honestly.
they did it in more than one take?
Absolutely.
How many takes do you think it took them?
I think they did probably 9. About 9 takes.
Really?
Yeah. I'm going to guess 9 takes.
Wow.
Yeah. That's my guess.
I want to be that veiny.
Probably spent $12,000 on that.
Would you want to be that veiny?
Would I want to be that veiny?
Yeah.
Probably not.
No, really.
I don't know. I feel like I have an awkward body type to be super veiny, to be super vascular.
But the
and
ladies
ripped.
love the veinies.
I know, but I would just be too much. I'm like. I think I'd be too I'm too squat to be that.
You're too squat?
I'm too squat. I'm not a tall guy.
Sure. Okay.
5'9". I think I'm too short to be super muscular.
I mean, like I'm like a wide boy. I feel like if I had a bigger chest, I would be fine being veiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll have to give a try at being veiny and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Never know.
So, what were we talking about? Best and worst, most memorable?
Best and worst. My most memorable is the meme moment.
I have to agree with that for myself.
I would say
well.
for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or like hearing him say, "Get to the chopper."
That is fun.
That's the best.
It's less eventful than I thought it would be, though. Because
it really is.
So I thought that the get to the chopper line was like at the very end of the movie. I thought they were like escaping. I didn't think that the Predator actually died in the end of Predator.
No, I kind of figured that Arnie wouldn't be
idea.
the last one to survive in that movie. I
No.
thought there'd be a couple of them, but
No.
shit. The girl though, she ended up in
the girl survives. The girl
survives.
gets to the chopper. They don't ask her any questions for some reason.
Yeah, they
just
ask
let
any
her on.
questions.
Yeah, they just let her on.
Yeah.
Worst is the Vision in the Predator costume.
Yeah.
Like the Vision is bad.
Vision's terrible.
Vision's bad.
You can't see fucking anything through the lens of the Predator.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to remember because I know we also recently watched The Predator.
We did. So we watched the new Predator.
Yeah.
The Predator. Before we watched Predator. That's kind of what inspired us too.
It's so shameful.
Yeah,
it's
really.
very, very,
Yeah.
very shameful.
Yeah. Really a Gen Z
The
move on
Vision's
our
garbage.
part.
The Predator's a pussy.
In the original Predator.
In the original Predator, the Predator is a pussy.
Yes, he is.
It's just he's invisible
He's an
all
asshole.
the time. Like, yo, square up, son.
Like he has a trust fund.
Yeah.
This Predator has a trust fund. he paid big bucks for the hunting license. This is really his vacation.
It is his vacation.
Honestly. He's like what do you think his job back home
Back
on
home?
Predadon Prime?
Predadon
Yeah,
Prime?
I'm choosing is canonically the homeworld of. There probably is some canonical homeworld of the Predators, but I'm choosing Predadon Prime.
Predadon Prime.
Yep.
I don't know. In my head, for some reason, I'm like, he's a librarian. He's just minding.
He's a librarian.
He's a librarian.
Do they get paid? They get paid really. Is this like is Earth hunting like a shit planet?
Yeah,
That's like
absolutely.
that's like a budget. That's like a Motel 6 of.
He's a librarian.
Predator
who,
locations? That's
saves
kind of
all his
incredible.
money, and he's like, I'll just go and I feel like I should go on a vacation. It's nice. It's comfy.
A little comfy.
A little comfy. He's reading his books while he's waiting for people to fall into his traps and stuff.
Or maybe he's banished to Earth.
Maybe he's
You think he's
banished,
banished?
and he has to bring a certain number of skulls back.
This is our executive producer, Roma.
It's Roma.
talking.
Mm-hmm.
So what makes you think that, though?
I don't know. I mean, he's just haunting Arnold like that. I thought, it's just like he's
Yeah.
mad, he's banished, and
It is also... He has the crazy, you mentioned the old man laugh at the end.
He does have an old man laugh. Maybe it's his retirement.
Maybe it is his retirement.
Maybe he's a retired guy. He's just, he's trying to kick his feet up, and here Arnie is covering
Arnie.
himself in mud.
Come on, do
which
it.
is truly the
Do
meta
it.
of the Predator universe. Like everyone's covered in mud at all times.
Everyone's covered in mud. They can't see each other.
Yeah.
Crazy how he beats him with mud.
It is. He really pulls out the mud card. And, yeah.
Wait, so how does the Predator die?
The Predator, you know why? We watched this movie so recently, and I honestly couldn't tell you how the Predator. Oh no, a big
piece of wood.
wood falls on him. He trees him.
He trees.
Yeah.
That's
Which is kind of funny because it's really at the end you're like, oh, the Predator actually is he is an intelligent. It is an intelligent hunter.
I disagree.
Arnold, but Arnold has this really cute he's gonna kill him with little spikes.
Yeah.
There's gonna be this guillotine thing that comes down.
I'd say that he can fucking see that there are spikes.
Yeah.
He gets down there and he's like, "Look at me."
No,
Just
exactly.
Do it. Come on.
But they could have, and Arnie's really hoping that he's gonna fall for it, and he's like, "I'm right here, step on me" or something. I don't know.
You know who I love though in this movie?
Mm-hmm.
The tracker guy. That was my favorite guy.
The tracker, was he the guy who's I've never been more afraid of anything?
Yes, and I was
Yeah.
like, ooh, that kind of scares me a little.
Yeah, it was scary.
He
when he's just
took off his
stone-faced.
shirt and he's standing on the wood log. He's like, I have to go help, and then he leaves stupidly because it's
Gets
just him and the
totally
girl
killed.
and Arnie.
Yeah.
But I think the tracker was my favorite, and then Carl Weathers.
I mean, Carl Weathers is, I think, the best of the '80s.
He's just so,
All around.
He's just
Carl Weathers is a gem.
He's a beefy boy.
He is a beefy boy.
He definitely belongs in the bucket of beef.
He is a bucket of beef.
He's a full bucket of beef.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is a full bucket. He's a he's a main course.
He's a main course.
Absolutely.
Main course.
And dessert.
Oh.
Listen.
It's
It's tasty, man.
tasty man. Okay, so I mean, how would we rate this? I mean, are we gonna have a rating system for these movies?
I don't think we're so late to the party on Predator. I don't think we deserve to rate it.
You don't think so? I
Oh,
think
well,
should
what do
have
you
our-
think? What do you think?
Okay, well, are we gonna rate it out of stars? Are we gonna rate it out of beef buckets? Are we?
Let's
gonna
do
rate
it out of. We'll do it. We can do it.
beef Wellingtons.
I think we rate it with a theme of the movie, and then if we really liked it, if we would watch again, highly recommend watch again, then it'll be a bucket of beef.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, I like it.
Let's see. So on the scale of from 0 to 10 old man Predator chuckles,
Okay.
how did you like Predator?
I really enjoyed it, and my scale is gonna differ movie to movie, I think, but it is super enjoyable, even for how dated it is. The only thing that really gets me is the Predator vision.
Vision is
it takes,
bad.
It,
It really
takes
dates
you
the
out
movie.
of it. Yeah.
The Predator vision really dates the movie.
But it's not bad. I'd give it a 6.57.
6.57.
6.5 or a 7.
Using an advanced scale here. I'd give it
Chuckles. Predator chuckles.
in terms of chuckles, I think I'd give it a 7.6.
7.6?
7.6. I'm not
a
gonna.
really good score.
I'm not gonna give it. I mean, I think it's half a bucket of beef. I would rewatch the movie with someone who hasn't seen Predator.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, we should watch this. Like, it's culturally significant.
Yeah.
We should watch it.
But
Roma's scoffing that
yeah,
we're
she's
calling
scoffing.
Predator culturally significant right now. But I think you should see it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
If like alone, am I gonna rewatch it? Like
Absolutely
the joy of Arnie and the
Carl
Predator
Weathers,
and
the
Carl
Predator,
Weathers.
and-
No, I'm not gonna rewatch it on my own.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
I agree with you.
But it's a fun movie.
Yeah, half a bucket of beef. I can
Half a
I can
bucket of beef.
Half a bucket.
You heard it here, folks.
Half a
Bucket of beef.
Sweet.
All right.
All right, we're gonna go on a break and get into our next movie. Insert sponsorship here.
Hey there. Have you ever thought about... I decided that was a bad idea halfway through. We are back.
We're back.
Should we actually take a break? Or should we just go right into it?
Let's just go right into it. We're in a groove right now.
Go right into it.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Bucket of Beef podcast. Not that you left. We're not sponsored by anyone yet, but we are looking into getting sponsored as quickly as possible.
As quickly as possible.
So
If you have
I can get a yacht.
Jesus.
So yeah, now we're in the portion of our podcast where we talk about our weird pick.
This is our goofball pick.
Our goofball
Our
pick.
silly gag pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it? Well, I guess I'll kind of, because I brought it to your attention.
Alex did bring it to my attention.
I have no idea.
Do you have the synopsis for it pulled up?
I do.
You gotta pull it up.
Yes. Okay.
All right. So what did we watch recently, Alex?
We
Aside
watched
from Predator.
a movie
Good.
that may or may not be based on an anime, that may or may not be based on a manga, called Terraformars. Which, hold on, I'm not there yet. It's called Terraformars, and here's the synopsis. In an attempt to colonize Mars, scientists seed the planet and use cockroaches to spread algae. 500 years later, a team of people is sent to explore the planet and discovers that the cockroaches there have evolved. That's the very small...
That's such a simple version of that plot.
Yeah.
This movie goes full bonkers.
This movie goes fucking crazy.
This movie goes full bonkers. It throws everything in the mix.
Yeah, like I said, I watched it maybe 2 years ago, and this was the same day that we watched The Predator.
Mm-hmm. We watched it right after.
Yeah. And, the story's crazy. You want to go for it?
Yeah, so basically, because that synopsis was not very fully formed. Basically, the synopsis of this, it's the year 2100, Earth's health is starting to decline. This Japanese corporation, has this plan to essentially terraform Mars. And their ultimate tool for that is by sending a living being, that being the cockroach, to Mars to essentially populate the planet and basically be a test run to see if anything can actually live on Mars, where they're building an atmosphere, growing grass, getting water, things like that. So fast forward to 2600, all these cockroaches have basically evolved to be a mixture between kind of the physique of like Professor Hulk, maybe a little smaller, but with the brain of... I mean, they're pretty intelligent. They just don't talk very much.
They don't talk. They're honestly scary as fuck.
They're scary as fuck. Their eyes are dead. So this, to paint a full picture, they're humanoid. These are humanoid cockroaches. The only thing that make them seem like cockroaches are their tiny antennas on their bald ass heads. That is it.
They got crazy ass cheeks,
Yeah,
too.
they got fingers. They got
They got thumbs.
They got too much going on.
I think they might have nipples too, honestly. I'm not entirely sure.
I'd have to rewatch. They're kind of armored. They kind of have this natural armor that covers up any sort of naughty bits that human beings have.
Yeah, they have loincloths.
They have loincloths.
And big ass clubs.
Some of them have
people
clubs.
with.
Some have learned how to use guns, which that's a whole twist in of
crazy.
itself. You really have to see the movie to understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is live action.
It's live action.
It's fully bonkers.
It is a Japanese film, and it kind of follows this team of criminals
Yeah.
that get taken to Mars, and they're like, you are here on Mars to destroy the cockroaches that are there.
They're essentially sent by like a non-binary version of Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And his sort of like not sidekick, like co-worker with the government.
Yeah.
So he's kind of covering the like the corporate interests of everything, and she basically represents the government and their role in this sort of play here.
Yeah.
So it was a fun little relationship. What I appreciate, and this is the guy that, or the person that played non-binary Elon Musk, they understood the assignment. They were so fun in the role. I loved it. They were like, it was like cutesy and maniacal and like nihilistic and really just a great, just really played everyone.
Was he/they your favorite character?
They were my favorite character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Non-binary Elon Musk was easily my favorite character.
Cool.
They stole the show.
Yeah.
And I liked the relationship, the sort of like best college friend vibe.
Yeah.
That they had with the government gal. When they were like, "Do you like this outfit?"
Yeah.
All this stuff, very cute. And basically the ultimate idea between the government and the corporation is to send these basically criminals to Mars to fight these cockroaches.
Yeah.
Alex, how do these criminals stand a chance against these superpowered
They don't.
roaches?
They don't stand a chance pretty much at all. Like, people die very quickly. These things, like, move at the speed of light.
They're so fast.
They rip people's heads off with one hand.
and they show no emotion.
They show zero.
That's the scariest thing.
I think my favorite part while watching it, especially the first time, was seeing the cockroaches for the first time. Because you're like, what is that?
It's
and
fucked
the
up.
people are like, what the fuck is that?
It's literally...
They say nothing and then kill someone just immediately.
If anyone that's watching this... Well, I keep saying watching as if they can see us. If anyone's listening to this, please don't look up an image of what the cockroaches look like.
Yeah,
Please
if you haven't seen it, just watch it.
Please watch it. You can. It's probably around like a 20-minute mark.
Yeah.
That first scene where you see a fucking cockroach might be one of the literally one of the most horrifying, like one of the most unsettling things I've ever experienced. Like watching a film.
Yeah.
Like it's so.
No, when one
weird.
crawls up onto the spaceship and is on the glass and is just sitting there at first, just staring at them, starts banging their head against
bonks
the
the
bam,
shit. Really,
bam, bam.
really, they're 99 bonk.
Yeah, they're 90.
Their skill level, the bonk meter is out of this world
It's
on these
crazy.
roaches. They bonk with the best of them.
Yeah, and the movie is kind of like, oh, we can maybe fight these cockroaches, and they have these injection things that they put into their bodies and gives them the power of bugs. Like, each person on the ship has a different bug power. Like, one is like a water bug, one is like an ant.
One of them's like a bullet ant.
Yeah.
The captain guy.
Yeah,
Is
the
he
captain
bullet
guy.
ant?
I think
Bullet
so.
ant?
I think so.
Yep.
And the captain's power is my favorite power, the bullet ant. He's just smacking the fuck out of.
He really.
Yeah, he's
hands
really
it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Who's your favorite?
My favorite? I liked. I think who had the opportunity to be my favorite was the girl that was the praying mantis.
Okay.
Like that kind of crookedy cop.
Yeah.
Oh no, that wasn't her.
No.
I can't remember what her crime was. My problem with most of like the way that they wrote the female characters in this is a lot of them were just like, and I mean all the characters were pretty like two-dimensional, but it was clear the focus of the script in terms of characterization was clearly
Just
non-binary Elon Musk, the main guy that got sent to
For kind of
Mars.
just protecting someone.
for just protecting this girl who eventually kind of saves the day.
Yeah.
Who is also the first person that dies, so she doesn't get a ton of characterization other than like being the object that is being protected by this by the main guy. What was his bug again? Was he? He had horns. Was he the
bee?
He was a hornet.
He was a hornet.
He was a like cockroach killing hornet basically. So he had these like basically like a Power Rangers monster claw vibe going on his fists.
Yeah.
And so all that rambling to say I think the mantis was the coolest vibe out of all of them, but she just doesn't get a lot of characterization. I liked the grasshopper. That's probably my favorite bug guy.
Sure.
Or not the grasshopper, the locust. Was that what he was?
Locust?
Or something?
Maybe?
He was something. He had big ass legs. He like totally bugged out. The rule with the serums for bugging out is that they only last a few minutes, and if you overuse the serum, you go into shock. And your body cannot turn back into a human.
Yeah.
So you're this like fucked
just
up humanoid.
disgusting, ugly, strange colored. Mm-hmm. It's really gross. They're all really gross. And you had also mentioned that like the girls look a lot better than the guys.
The girls looked substantially better than the guys. Like,
yeah.
the girls all got, like, new hairstyles. Like, they had, like, cute, like, dyed bobs.
Yeah.
Things like that. The guys
was, like,
looked depraved.
Depraved, and, like, specifically the one guy who was shooting fire out of his mouth.
Yeah, there's this one
the
guy
Yakuza guy.
He's a serial killer.
Yeah. Oh, he's a serial killer.
He's a serial killer.
Right.
I think the Yakuza guys die pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
But
an anti-mafia film, really.
Yeah.
At the heart of it.
But the serial killer guy... He's like in charge of making sure that this convoy gets across.
They're
this
trying to go from
literal
one ship to
wave
the other.
Of cockroaches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he like blows fire out of his mouth, and he's like his skin is like black and green. You can see like the muscles in his face, and his eyes are like bloodshot red and like splitting. Like it looks
this, like,
super painful.
He has this like flesh straw coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Shooting fire that makes the convoy go 1,000 kilometers an hour. Which is absurd, obviously.
Absurd, but it's just so disgusting to look at.
And, like, canonically, I feel like his face becomes his ass in that moment. Because when they show the video of the little water bug, they show little, like, how-to videos of how, like, the bugs do it. They're
like what bug the person transforms into.
Yeah,
so
it's, like, very Animorph vibe.
Animorph, Power Ranger vibe.
And the way that the water bug does it is it shoots little gas... kind of out of its ass or near the ass, what I would assume is the bug's ass. This guy does no such thing. He blows it straight out of his face. So I don't know if he canonically has two assholes.
One now in his mouth.
Yeah.
It's a very There's a lot to think about.
It's a lot.
But overall, it is just like it's insane. It's very goofy.
Yeah.
Like I didn't watch it by myself the first time I watched it. I think my brother recommended it to me.
Really?
Yeah. He was like, "Watch this."
You kind of need to watch it with someone else.
You need to watch it.
I would highly recommend watching it with someone else. Let's go into the best and worst of this film for you.
Okay. Best and scariest moment is the first time you see a cockroach for me. Just the first time.
That's a good moment. Yeah.
It's hard to think of like exceptionally bad things about this movie because you kind of just have to accept what it is that you're dealing with when you watch it. You know what I mean?
I think worst for me is some of... I mean, it's just totally goofy. Like, it's super, super bonkers. I think... Oh, what is the worst? I can't even really think of that many worst things for it.
That's kind of a good thing.
I can't really think of worst thing. My nitpick worst thing for it, I wish that some of the ladies had more characterization. Yeah.
It was also, I mean, they only explained it like once what each of their wrongdoings was.
Yeah.
And like the Yakuza guys, you knew who they were because they just were wild with their character.
Yeah.
But like
and not to say that like all the characters universally had pretty two-dimensional characterizations.
Yes.
But it would have been nice to see a little bit more.
A little bit more from
the
everyone.
gals.
From the gals.
Yeah, definitely.
So how are we gonna rate this one? Are we gonna rate it out of cockroaches? You want to rate it out? No, we should rate it out of the goo, the cockroach goo.
Cockroach goo, like
the
in terms of gallons
goo.
of goo.
Gallons of
so just for background,
cockroach
these
goo.
cockroaches basically their blood looks like semen. Like there's no way around it.
Yeah.
People are fighting. Everyone looks like they got splooged on. It looks. That honestly might be one of my least favorite things about it. Yeah. It's just that everyone looks like they're covered in cum at all times.
I don't mind it.
Not my favorite thing. You know what my favorite thing is, actually, before we rate it?
Okay.
My favorite thing is that there are pyramids on Mars. And guess who made the pyramids? The cockroaches. This film takes the leap that the pyramids on Earth were in fact made by ancestral cockroaches who came originally from Mars.
Yeah.
And through the will of genes, this is the words of the film.
Yeah.
Through the words of non-binary Elon Musk, through the will of their genome, of their instinctive need to survive,
Yeah.
tricked humans into sending them back to Mars, where they knew they would perfectly evolve to their peak mental, physical, and spiritual ability, where they built pyramids
These cockroaches
and learned how to use guns.
are just way smarter than I feel like.
Way smarter than us.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
And then, no, we're going to rank this, and then I have a question
Okay.
for you. Okay.
So what's your ranking?
Out of gallons of cockroach cum blood,
Jesus. Okay.
out of 10, how are we rating this movie?
Am I going first?
Yeah, you go first.
I give it 10 buckets.
10 entire buckets?
I give it 10, 9.5 buckets.
9.5
There are
buckets.
flaws, but it's an experience.
It is an experience.
I haven't watched a movie that was so its own film and like not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that.
I appreciate
I
it as well.
appreciated that
Yeah.
with this film. So I highly recommend it. I think everyone should watch it. I may or may not watch it again. High as fuck. And just see where the wind takes me.
Yeah. Just
You know?
vibe with it.
Yeah.
I would rate it 8.
An 8.
I was going to give it 8.5.
So
But
we're
I
getting
think
good reviews for these.
it's crazy how we both ranked it higher than The Predator.
It was more entertaining than The Predator to me.
It is more entertaining. than
It's
The
just ridiculous.
Predator. It is ridiculous. At least The Predator, you're like...
You know what you're getting into.
You know what you're getting into? It's like most of it is normal outside of the one element.
Yeah,
That's
they
like,
exist in the real world.
Yeah.
Like this, they're all there's no holds barred.
Yeah.
In this.
No.
Yeah.
So, cool. I like that. And then here's my question.
Let's
okay?
hear it.
How many cockroaches in Terraformars to take down the Predator?
2.
2? I was going to say 1. I think 1 cockroach would fuck up the Predator.
It depends on how powerful the Predator's like plasma blaster is.
Okay.
Because that shit does look strong.
It does look strong. You know what? Wherever we posted this...
I think bare knuckle brawl.
Yeah.
A cockroach destroys the Predator.
Oh, yes.
Like if it's club
very
v club,
quickly. Well, because
destroys
Arnold
it.
was fucking dealing punches, I think.
I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger would. The Predator would put up more of a fight to a roach in this film
Yeah.
than. Did I say more or less?
You said more.
Oh, he
So
would.
I think the answer
he
is
would.
less.
He would put up way less of a fight.
Yeah.
Than a Predator
Yes.
would. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think that about wraps us up for today. We have some other stuff down the barrel because we also, before we watched The Predator and Terraformars, we watched a movie called Moonfall.
Called Moonfall.
Which is one of the craziest movies. Luke has been getting me.
I love this
Luke has
film.
tried to get me to watch this movie.
I am a true
lot.
Moonfall stan. We'll talk about it more on the next podcast.
Yes.
We'll see if anyone listens to this one.
Yeah, and if you do listen to it and you have some recommendations for whether it's a popular 80s action thriller or your like weirdest movie, let us know. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. And yeah, we have Moonfall. We're in the middle of Rambo right now, or First Blood.
In the middle of First Blood.
First Blood.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for joining us on the Bucket of Beef podcast. My name again is Alex Morrison.
My name is Luke Hodson.
And stay beefy, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.